All right. Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. I was supposed to speak Portuguese and I had some fun stuff prepared for y'all, but I can't find the track. So I'm in a bit of a technical difficulty, but we're not going to let that just bum our evening because this is the last round of that 2024 championship of the SimRacingHub F1 Championship live on GTCQ TV and sponsored by Color Magic Printing. And guess who's here tonight? Mr. Matt Hartley. And it's downloading in my screen, so I think we're going to be okay. So how you doing, Matt?
Good. That was very exciting for a second. So I figured you'd have a technical standby, so...
Yeah, pretty much. Like, those screens that, technical difficulties. We'll be right back in just a second. Yeah. This is the last round, Matt, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here because it's always much more fun when you're here. And we're at Interlagos, a very nice track that usually provides good championship finals. Of course, the championship has been clinched by Argenis Riera. We know that, so there is no topic there. Let's put it that way. But he's not going to be here tonight. We're going to talk about that later on.
See that. He's already on the beach.
Exactly. No, I heard that he's actually moving. He's moving stuff around. And yes, I have the track. So our producer, Jazz in the Boot, thanks for being here, by the way, will just be a little less nervous about that. So, okay. So usually I'm starting with leading the championship is Argenis Riera. So he's leading by 30 points on Josh Mills. Nothing's going to be changed there for that last round. Mills, of course, in second position. You got Janos Magasrevi in third position. As I said many times, he's in the no man's land. And then you got Zeke Montero in fourth position. Glenn Cooper in fifth, and Otto Acosta, his teammate, is in sixth position within reach of that fifth position. So there's something to be gained here. Then Richard Walcott is not going to be here tonight, but he's seventh position. So he's 17 points behind Otto Acosta. Then you got Jean-Pierre Lalancette, 11 points behind Richard Walcott. Richard Haney, who's not gonna be here tonight as well, or I think he might be optional. I'm not sure yet. A little 39 points behind, so nothing to be gained here in ninth position. And wrapping up the top 10, Bill Worrell for the Ferrari team, only 6 points behind Jean-Pierre Lalancette. So, Matt, Interlagos, good race. Last round of the championship. How do you think it's going to go down? Is it a track that since you did it in the past, does it provide good racing? Is there going to be maybe some weather involved tonight like we have seen last weekend in a real Formula One race? How do you see that coming up?
Yeah, it seems to be raining right now, or at least the track is wet, so that should get interesting. The Autodromo Carlos Pace, Jose Carlos Pace, sorry.
It's Pache.
Yeah.
But you call it Pace because it's
Pace?
yeah, okay, I like it.
Pache?
Yeah, it's Pache, but I like it how you call it Pace because Autodrome Jose Carlos Pace because people have face on it. All right, this is kind of nice. I've never pronounced it like that. All right, keep going.
2.678 miles of rainy / dry / hilly, up and down, bumpy. It's not as bumpy as in real life, thankfully, because the bumps apparently, Fernando Alonso had huge issues with the bumps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wonder if there's anybody running a super force feedback tonight with a chair that pummels you in the back as you go down the straight. Probably not, but anyway, there's still things to play for tonight. One of the things that I want to mention is that SimRacingHub doesn't go by driver standings or team standings based on who's going to get a drive next season. They go by a ranking. So there is a performance ranking. And you need to finish in the top 14 in the performance ranking to be guaranteed a spot in next year's championship. If you do not make the top 14, you are suffered into the Winter Series, which is, well, it's a bit of a stressful nightmare, to be honest with you, because the cars are not set up. It's early on in the mod. The mod is changing. If a guy takes you out, you could, not score enough points to make it in via the Winter Series. So there's a few guys that are on the cusp here tonight. So currently in 13th place is Cliff Van Leeuwen. He is currently safe. We have Ricardo Senior on the bubble in 14th. And right behind him, he's got a couple of fast guys. Elise Tape is in 15th. And Sean Higgins is in 16th. So Tape obviously has missed some races. He's also had a few penalties which go against you in the ranking.
Yeah.
But he is about 33 points behind Ricardo Senior. But we know Elise Tape has the speed tonight to probably get on a podium. So Tape's going to be a guy to watch tonight for sure.
Yeah, well, speaking of Tape, I'm reading here that he's going to be starting from the pit lane because he has repeated breaches to the Article 15.13, which requires drivers to return to the pit lane after seeing the checkered flag. So remind me, we had another driver suffering from that particular rule this season, and I don't remember if it was Tape already or if it was maybe I think that might have been Sean Higgins, but you know what, I'm just like saying that I remember there was a driver I think who did that many times and who had to suffer from maybe a grid penalty or starting from the pit lane. So do you remember that? Or
I don't remember the culprit of this season, but it's an inexcusable and yet very easy to do, because at the end of a race, Especially these guys that are doing a lot of practice laps all week long. When you're doing a practice lap, you cross the line, you press escape, and sometimes you can get the itchy trigger finger, press escape before you even realize what you've done, or you sometimes just kind of park it and don't have enough fuel in the car. That's really why the rule is in place, to make sure that guys aren't running the fuel too tight to not be able to make it back to the pit lane. So no Argenis Riera tonight. That's going to be interesting. You would think that means that Josh Mills is the favorite, but could we have a Janos Magasrevi victory tonight?
Maybe a Zeke Montero victory. Well, speaking of which, we have spent so much time trying to get the technical difficulties done that we're already in the quali lap. So while we're doing the out lap and speculating about all the potential winners that we can have tonight, we have some replacement drivers. So Argenis Riera is actually replaced by Aaron Rabi, which I don't know who that driver is. Do you know Aaron Rabi? Have you raced with him?
I do not. Will find out. We will find out today. He's a surprise.
Okay, Arun Rabi. Okay, and Richard Walcott, he's out for work, so he's replaced by Alejandro Sanabria, which we have seen this season in Ferrari. Now you got Ricky Haney. He's out for medical reasons, so I said something about him. I thought he was optional, but that's actually Darren Fisher is going to replace him. Sean Higgins is doubtful. That's what we saw, but we're going to see right away if he's here. Is Higgins here, or that Darren?
Yeah, he is so far.
Okay, so Higgins is here. Otherwise, he would have been replaced by Adam Freitas, that we also have seen this season around.
Mills is already. There's a very short lap. So Mills is already coming down the start-finish straight here. So let's maybe go on board for a run with him. Interesting that Janos Magasrevi waited quite a while to come out of it. There's a lot of curb on the inside of the center. That's way too much curb. Yeah, but he managed to get away with it. Very well hulled. But now he's going to be seeing a red delta, probably by about 0.2 coming out of this first sector. So he's going to have to make up some time somewhere. Another big curb, but you got the sleeping policeman on the inside. Let it roll out around the outside. Now we're going to come up to one of the best corners on the circuit, turn 7. Very nicely done there. And then this one is a real pain to get the car slowed down. He does miss the apex. It doesn't really matter too much. You're going to roll it round almost like a carousel left-hander, and then into an almost duplicate right-hander, but this one's got a lot more camber involved. Bit of a messy lap so far from Josh Mills as he goes into the final corner, gets on the power nice and early, and now can sit back, relax, rev up through the gears. 7th gear, 200 to 300 kilometers an hour already. Now 8th gear, 327 kilometers an hour across the start-finish straight, and a time of a 109.0, but Zeke Montero with a 107.9 showed just how messy that lap was from Josh Mills.
Indeed, it was. And Montero, I named him. He's a contender for the win, as well as Janos Magasrevi. These boys from the Mercedes team, they're in 3rd position for the championship. They're stiff there. They cannot be caught. So the McLaren F1 team cannot join them. So for the for the team's championship, Red Bull in 1, Aston Martin 2nd, Mercedes 3rd, McLaren in 4th, and Scuderia Ferrari in 5th. And so far, it's all gonna, I think everybody's gonna stay in their spot, because the point difference from the other teams back there are so huge that they're not used to these kind of results to gain that much point in order to reach the higher levels. So I think we have a pretty fixed portrait of whatever the team championship is.
Yep. But as I said, there's still definitely things to race for, and I think the number one thing to race for tonight is the fact that Argenis Riera is not here. Like that is about as the door as wide open as you can get in SimRacingHub for a win. It's definitely not going to mean that all of a sudden, a guy who is, Bill Worrell thinking tonight, maybe I can grab a win. Maybe he can if it rains. But still, it's definitely going to open up a few different chances for somebody else to get a win, because I believe we've only had 2 winners this season, all season long, correct?
Yeah, you're right. And as a matter of fact, Argenis Riera has been the pole man every race of the season. That's a stat that I have in front of me
Tonight. If
yeah,
tonight,
well,
if you can do it, I'll be really impressed.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, that's what's written. This will be the first race of this year, which will have a different pole position sitter other than Argenis Riera. And we got Alexander Curate in the live. He's a teammate of mine in the FSR team. What's up, Alex? Thank you for being here. Matt, Alex, Matt. I'm just introducing here. So yeah,
FSR team.
Yeah, I'm on Team FSR. It's Friends Sim Racing. That's the team I'm part of in Gran Turismo. So we're a good bunch of people. And we got some fat cats, fun stuff. And also we're the champions for the endurance race 2 years in a row. So title that's going to be probably fought for next January. So Josh Mills in a hot lap again.
Yep, we'll see if he can do a better one this time.
Better first corner.
Jean-Pierre Lalonde set 108.6. Good lap time for him. You see the times are a lot closer here because the lap is shorter.
Yeah.
109 is the top 10. Alejandro Sanabria is 110.0 in P9 right now. So let's see, where is Josh Mills? He is coming up to the turn 6 and 7.
Double here.
Downshift. Oh, you see how early he turned into turn 8, but that's fine. That's actually much better. Now he's going to roll the speed through this corner, make sure the back end doesn't kick out. Then
he's having some traffic in front of him.
He is. He runs a little bit wide around that second one. A little twitch on the outside, just a touch.
Oh, look at both. I think that's both Mercedes, Zig Montero and Janos slipstreaming each other. And that's going to give a slipstream to Josh Mills. Yeah.
So this is very interesting because both Mercedes are 1 and 2.
Well done. Well done by the teammates. And Josh Mills! Whoa! Look at that! That more than half a second. And I think Janos aborted.
Yeah, he already lost control of the car in turn 1. So the toe may have helped Josh Mills there, but he got pole position by a mile.
Yeah, definitely. And look at that. There's 3 minutes 22 seconds. So that gives everybody enough time to get back into pits, do an outlap, and just go at it again. Since you said it, it's such a short lap that this is one of those tracks that you can do 3 hot laps. And guess what? This is a track that is only 5 meters longer than the previous one in Mexico.
Wow. You know what is crazy right now? And I think we need to talk about this. P5, Arun Rabi.
Wow.
Rookie performance. I just need to explain how much experience P6 Otto Acosta has, P7 Darren Fisher, P8 Glenn Cooper, it's changing right now. Ricardo Sr. just popped in, but Juan Del Castillo, Jeff Oppenheim. Between these guys, you're looking at probably anywhere from 30 to 50 years of sim racing experience, and Aaron Rabi has just come in and he's popped into P5.
Yeah, but since we don't know him, we don't know where he's from. He might just be a very, prolific, RFactor racer, and he's a wild card. So far very good. Yeah, sure. You know what? He might have Riera's setup too.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that there's a chance that Argenis Riera's car might be on pole for the final.
That's about right. And speaking of surprise guests, and Jazz and DeBoot will know what I'm talking about. We had an international division for Gran Turismo like a year and a half ago, and at the last moment, some French dude just filled in to replace another contestant that couldn't be here. So the guy was just a replacement. Guess what? He won the championship because the guy was just hella fast. And I think his name was Antonio Esque or something like that. But, you never know who you got in front of you. So that's it. It's not because you don't know the name that the guy's not fast.
Janos Magosrevi almost stole pole position and made me eat my words, but he didn't. So I'm not eating anything. He's
Look at that.
P2. He's 1/10 behind Josh Mills. Glenn Cooper popped into third, got knocked back down when Janos came up. Otto was back into P5. So everyone's improving. Lalancet just improved back to P4. Bill Worrell's up to now P8. Everybody's finding time here. So
Montero very wide, very super wide at turn 4. Unfortunate for him because I'm watching the onboard of Zeke Montero. Josh Mills has started his out lap lately, so he's going to be able to finish the lap, but he got out of the pits at 1 minute 11 seconds remaining. That's what's
Montero might make the finish line. It's 28 seconds. He should get back across the line. He's slowed down, I think, to have another go if he's got enough fuel. Now, the big interesting thing
what
here
about
is
the tires?
I wonder if the track was still drying, because the amount of time that these guys are finding and all improving, that could have definitely been a factor. So let's see. Ezekiel Montero, P3. He's got 7 seconds to get.
Oh no, this is not. Yeah, I don't think this would have done it. And look at Janos Magasrevi, just 2/10. Not even 2/10 behind Mills. So look the difference between Mills, Magasrevi, and Montero. This is going to be a real fun race between these 3 drivers, and Lalancet is not that far behind.
Yeah, and Glenn Cooper's on a lap. Let's look at P5 in the McLaren.
Sure thing.
Understeer for days around that third to last corner. Let's see whether he's going to complete this lap or not, and see whether he can pop over Lalancet, because he's only behind him by 4/100ths of a second, which is like from now to now. So it's not much time in it whatsoever. Cooper driving to the line. He's abandoning shit.
Yeah, he knows it. You know it. And Interlagos.
Aaron Rabi, 4th.
Oh, wow.
Arun Ravi,
Arun. We gotta, Arun. All right, we gotta. You said Aaron. You said Aaron. Arun Rabi.
Yeah,
well,
he's
great surprise.
Double A's in his last name, but not in his first name.
No, I don't want to be a pain, but he should have been the teammate of Riera this year. That might have won the team championship, because it looks like he's gonna score some points. Arun Rabi, wow, what a surprise. So since we got a little bit of time, we didn't talk much about the track itself. So Interlagos, on the opposite of the previous few tracks that I know but I've never driven, this one I have a lot of laps on. So you and I, Matt, I like that track, do you?
Yeah, it's a counterclockwise too, which there's not many out there that are counterclockwise.
You're right.
There's only Istanbul, I know, is counterclockwise. I believe, is Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
You know what? You gotta think.
Half of Suzuka is because of the grid.
Yeah, right. Suzuka is the only H-shaped track. But yeah, Interlagos. Turn 1, great place to overtake. Turn 4, another great place to overtake. Turn 1, if you miss your apex, your corner entry, you're jeopardizing yourself on the corner exit of 2 at the Senna S's to get that fast long straight. Well, I say long straight. That fast straight that you have in the before the midsection. There's I think the tricky part when I race there is usually the first part of the midfield, those U-turns that you do. So that fast right-hander, and then you got that really slow left-hander. Well, I say fast right-hander, like semi-fast, hard on the brake after that double apex right-hander. When you do that first left U-turn, sometimes you can really lose the rear there. And after that, you got that other slow right, and then that fast left before we're going to call it the last corner, because it's the last slow corner, because the start finish straight is a corner by itself. So don't forget to write us on the live. I'm sure that No Specifics will be here as usual. We got Alex Crate already here. So as we said, there's a heavy chance of rain, and look at the skies. They're already turning gray as we are starting the warm-up session. And this warm-up session is sponsored by
Color magic printing.
Oh yeah, I was just waiting for the answer.
You just wanted to hear it in British.
Exactly. It's been a while since I've heard that in British. I don't know if you saw the other races, but I practiced my Spanish. I had a few words in Portuguese prepared for tonight, but unfortunately I was too busy trying to fix my computer. And Portuguese is kind of a fun language. It's like you're speaking Spanish and Russian at once. So really intriguing. Definitely.
My wife is Portuguese. I only know most of the bad words, so.
Oh, is she? Oh, you would have corrected me big time. Last pole sitter here was Josh Mills in 2023, Riera in 22, Corey Mackey that we spoke about this year. I think he replaced maybe once or twice in 2021. I don't see your name anywhere in the. Sorry, Matt. I don't see your name here. Oh, look at that! Look at that! I think it's gonna rain within few seconds. Oh yeah,
raining already. It's already at 15% rain. It is raining hard. So we're getting word from the wow. Okay, so our favorite rookie Arun has actually been disqualified from qualifying and is going to start last alongside Alejandro Sanabria, who has also been disqualified for
why would
escaping.
That be?
They pressed escape. So this is the problem when you join a new league. You have to read all of the rules very carefully because they escaped, didn't make it back to the pits, and as a result, that fourth place is going to be no more. So Jean-Pierre Lalancette will move into fourth place, and it is raining really hard out there.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's going to be interesting to see what tires these guys are going to start on.
Well, I'm looking at Thomas Shepard just doing his warm-up, and he's on the soft compound, so he might lose the car in that last fast left-hander after, that's the third sector. I mean, he has to get back in the pits without pressing escape. Even in the warm-up, you can press escape in the warm-up. Tell me.
Yes, just in the warm-up.
Oh, he's in the grass. He keeps on going even with the slick tires. So that's the thing. Those rules you're talking about.
Watching Thomas Shepard here on the softs, and he's getting around on the soft tires, but he's not enjoying it. So the rain is stopping. We'll see if it stops completely, because I think that. Oh yeah, I see. He's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna lose it.
This is going to be very, very tricky to start the race. There's going to be chaos. Do not leave your television sets, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's going on the outside of the track, and he pressed escape, but that's the warm-up, so it's allowed. But tell me, if you're getting disqualified, since it's an inside rule, does the let's say whoever's in charge of the room has to redo the grid, or it does that already? It's a presetted let's say it's a presetted no, I'm looking for a word here, but
yeah. So
is it programmed or not? If you do it, does it immediately put you back, or you have to manually do it?
Manually do it, but basically at the end of every warm up or at the end of every qualifying, the grid is saved in the program, and basically they just make a couple quick edits, and then they just send it to the game. So it's not like they have to move every single person.
Okay, you can drag and drop positions and just redo the grid according to your preferences.
Yep, so that's probably the main reason why you don't see my name as the pole position winner on this circuit, because I swear I got pole almost every time, but I probably got automatically moved. Corruption, is usually the result of this, I would believe.
Oh, sorry, did you say something? I think I fell asleep while you were talking. No, where are we? Half race?
Interlagos.
No? Oh, okay, Interlagos. Yeah, Brasil. This is our last race of the season, number 18. By the way, before we get into crispy part, because there's 10 seconds left of the warm up, I would like to thank everybody that watched us this season. I'll be emotional at the end, but this was a blast. I just want to really thank everybody if you are not staying all race long. On behalf of Jazz, me, and you can say whatever you want after that, Matt. But thank you for watching us all this season. This was an exciting season. Almost came to the wire. Riera cleans the championship with just one race ago. So it was really fun to be hosting these races, and this one should not disappoint because Interlagos is usually a track, even sim racing or real life, that provides great battles, great racing, and great overtaking opportunities, especially with rain. So we're going to see who's the rain boss here. But we should have a few DNFs. We don't wish that there's any, but I mean, this is going to be a tricky one.
It is. It was great being a part of this, and I appreciate you and Yas for inviting me along for the ride and getting my my beak wet again with SimRacingHub after going on mat leave. Matt went on mat leave, basically, from the league.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's been some great racing, a lot of action, a lot of screaming, yelling. People thinking that we're a little bit crazy, and I don't think that's going to end right now because this track is going to be a little slick.
Oh yeah, right. Is it still raining or?
No rain, but we'll see.
Oh goodness! Well, let's go through the. Yeah, you and I one more time, and I will start with Josh Mills in pole position.
In P2, the always number one driver in the Mercedes team, without question, Janos Magas Revic.
In third position, Zeke Montero.
P4, Jean-Pierre Lalancette.
I tricked you there. That's what I wanted to hear. Jean-Pierre Lalancette coming from your Brit mouth. In fifth position, Mr. Glenn Cooper.
P6, Double T-O, Acosta.
In seventh position, with the red cars from Ferrari, Mr. Bill Worrell.
P8, Swish Fish, Darren Fisher.
In 9, the oldest of the grid, Ricardo Sr.
P10, Juan del Castillo, Señor El Fuego.
Señor El Fuego. And one that is not in Fuego, but is cooked, Mr. Captain John Cook.
P12, Sean Higgins in the Williams.
Used to be the lawnmower man. Now someone else has this title, followed by Stefan Brotherson in 13th position.
For the first time this year, both Alphas side by side. P14, Jeff Oppenheim.
Yeah, right. Good one. Cliff Van Leeuwen in 15th position.
Mitt Salas is 16th.
Thomas Shepard 17th.
Lise Tate going for the ranking in P18.
Yeah, it's starting from the pit lane, and Arun Rabi in 19th.
And Alejandro Sanabria in the Ferrari, and it had just started raining again.
Yeah, look at that. Some drivers on the medium compound, so the lights are about to go. And for this last race, sponsored by Color Magic Printing for the 2024 season of the SimRacingHub F1 Championship, live on GTCQ TV. François Goulet, Matt Hartley, and Magas Revi's almost jumping the start. And lights out. The race is on an Interlagos, but I saw Magas Revi almost jumping the start. What's happening? Oh, yeah, there's a crash mid-race. What's happening?
Everybody's out. One of the guys lost it on the straight. We said
I think that was Worrell. That was Bill Worrell. We got Oppenheim, Sanabria, Higgins, but let's get back at the front because there's a race going on. But we lost almost 4 to 5 drivers in the midfield. Incredible turn of events.
We almost had a restart, something that is very, very rare, as Magas Revi is going for Josh Mills. But Josh Mills is kind of the guinea pig right now, testing out the grip on the track as he's gone wide. And this is what happens when you're the first one to see what the conditions are like as the rain is still lightly going. But what chaos in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think that was Bill Worrell, just slipping and sliding, going left, being T-boned by the rest of the field, and now Zig Montero is on the attack on his teammate Janos Magasrevi, just finishing the first lap.
So Fisher got involved. So pretty much anybody after OTTO and P6 was involved. So the top 6 survived.
Oh, Magasrevi in the pits already.
Wow. So he's looking for wets.
Pretty much. I think it might be good. Yeah, he's going on the intermediates. I would bet my house on it. And there's a lot of drivers that are going to need pretty big, actually.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that bet.
Yeah, some drivers. Did he?
Yeah, so give me your house. He just drove through the pits. He didn't. He must. Oh, he jumped the start. You said he jumped the start.
Yeah, he jumped the start. Yeah, that's what I said. I saw him jump the start like twice, so that's why he had to do a drive-through. So that doesn't count. I get my house.
I don't know about that.
Look at that. Del Castillo, Shepard, Sanabria, Fisher, all replacing missing parts. Jeff Oppenheim, Bill Worrell, they're all in the pits replacing missing parts. They're double stacking the Ferraris there. I just hope there's not that much DNFs. That would be such a shame.
Well, yeah, Worrell had to wait. Sanabria came in and Fisher's in. So
now, yeah. Mills is leading on Zeke Montero 1 second. Then Lanaset is in 3rd position. So both Red Bull drivers in the top 3 so far. Okay, so we got the back markers getting out of the pits. They're gonna be a lap down already in traffic.
Whew. Well, we said it wasn't going to disappoint, and
so far so good. I can tell you that. Now Zeke Montero and Lanaset are about to negotiate with some back markers in the person of Thomas Shepard.
Traffic's going to be a problem now.
It's going to be a pain. So Shepard for the Haas.
Going to be messy.
Did they change tire compound? I want to see that. Yeah, they're all in the inters, by the way. The most of them. Let me see if I got this right. But I think all the drivers that came in the pits decided to put some wet compounds on, even if it's the real wet or the intermediate. Josh Mills fastest lap. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So
it is still raining.
So tell me, the hot tires with the rain, how much can you sustain?
Well, right now it's okay, but it's raining 6%. The problem is that rain is growing, so the track is getting wetter and the rain is increasing. So obviously, if you came in to pit for the inters, you need the rain to continue, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Let's go on board with the Janos Magasrevi P11, because Senior just went around the outside of Mitsalis, and Senior, he made the pass work, and Magasrevi now is right behind Tony Mitsalis. Of course, Magasrevi did not put the wet tires on because he wasn't allowed to.
Of course, yeah, that was just a drive-through. His teammate, I think, Montero, went in the pits, and yeah, he's got the inters on. Well, so we're going to see a lot of pit stops. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pit stops in the following lap. I'm pretty sure about that.
This is going to be a very difficult race to keep track of. Glenn Cooper is moving up the field right now, P3. British driver, good in the rain, of course. Kind of used to it. This is just like home. Brazil and England are very similar, I guess. The Alfa Romeo, both. Okay, Stefan Robertson up to P6, and the Captain Cook has, he's got his ship on and out in the rain, and he's up to P5. So this is wide open. We said that Argenis Riera wasn't here. Well, now half of the midfield is also not here. So.
Yeah. Well, they're stepping their game up. Cooper and Acosta following each other real close. I actually thought that they would go in the pits way earlier than that to get the intermediates. But look, Acosta has the soft compounds on. Cooper has the medium compound on. I think they're gonna try to stay out as long as they can. But if you stay out just a tad too long, you're gonna pay it big time.
So Magasrevi here is hoping that his error at the start is made up for by the rain stopping, because if the rain stops now, he can stay on those tires. Montero's pitted for the wet tires or the inters. So he's actually ahead of Montero on the road. However, who's on the right tire? This is the big question. The rain is not getting heavier, but is not stopping either.
But look at Montero catching up Ricardo Sr. Sr. on the medium compound, Montero on the inters, and he's about to eat him alive. Sr. having trouble negotiating these slow corners in the midsection. Now Montero overtaking him on the outside. Oh, is that Glock? No, sorry.
Couldn't resist.
Yeah, couldn't resist. Exactly at that spot.
It's definitely Inters right now is the best tire to be on, because Montero did an 11.9 whilst going through traffic compared to Josh Mills' 11.8 with no spray, no stress at the front. So I think it's pretty safe to say the Inters are a faster tire right now. Mills is going to stay out front. Lalancet is not too far behind him.
Looking at Van Leeuwarden and Janos Magasrevi right now. So Janos, Janos on the medium. Cliff outside at turn number 4 went a little bit out of the rumble strip. So they're fighting it out. And look who's coming. Zeke Montero already caught his teammate. Well, he had a drive-through, and Montero did the pit stop. Janos sliding. Oh, that could have cost him.
Yeah, it's time to get these soft tires off.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mills should be pitting right now. Like, I know you're in the lead of the race, but now is the time.
He is, followed by his teammate Lalancet.
Perfect timing once again from Josh Mills.
Definitely.
This is oh no, stayed out. That's gonna cost him. So did Glenn Cooper. So both McLarens.
That's gonna auto accost him.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, pretty good.
In the pits, so both Red Bulls perfectly timing the rain.
Now, for those who are watching, it's raining pretty hard if you just came in. So a lot of cars are in the pits. So if you see like gaps getting closer, these drivers are like either on wet tires and slick tires. So this is just a mixed match of all kinds of compound that should be straightened out after 1 or 2 laps still, because we still have people on slicks right now, which is really dangerous.
We got people on slicks. We got people a lap down. Glenn Cooper took the lead of the race, so Otto maybe had an off. So Cooper is in the lead of the race, but interestingly, Otto is on the softs. Cooper's on the mediums.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how he would have more grip in the rain.
But look at D. Fisher, who's on the verge of unlapping himself because he's got the intermediate. So Cooper has the slicks. Look at that, Cooper in the pits. No surprises there. Although Tio Acosta as well. So the teammates joining each other. Now Cook and Montero fighting it out, but Cook is on the medium compound as well. He's going into the pits. Montero back in 4th position.
Now Acosta's going to have to wait here for Cooper.
Second.
He's going to have to. He's waiting patiently, which is great because he's not going to ram his teammate. McLaren are going to double stack, but look at how much time Josh Mills gained by pitting.
Oh, look at that. Cleve Van Leeuwarden and Stefan Brothers are 5th and 4th, both still on the soft compound. So they're fighting in the rain. And Cleve Van Leeuwarden, he can't go offline. If he goes out of the racing line, I think he's just going to lose the car. And we have seen that with Montero back in the start-finish straight. To cool down his tires, he went in the wet patch.
This is great racing, guys. However,
yeah, pretty good, huh?
Got bad news for you. You are on the wrong tire as they both go off.
Brotherson, yeah, and look who's arriving. Rabi overtaking about the outside.
I think you're on the wrong tires, guys. I think it's time to give
definitely, definitely. Now look how slow they're going. This is going to be costly.
Cooper,
this is going to cost them at least 10 seconds.
Yeah, they waited for sure too long, and that's the thing that you can do. Look at what Josh Mills did.
I think that's Brotherson, Stefan Brotherson. Now he's the new lawnmower man.
I saw him up in the air. He rejoined, hopefully safely. Hopefully all the drivers see him.
Yeah, totally lawnboyed his way through the grass after spinning it. Elise Tape in 5th position right now in the intermediates. Look at that. Tape started from the pit lane, so that might have saved his life because if he would have started on the grid, he would have been involved in the crash as well. Yeah, so wow, Tape in 6th position, and that's a legit spot because he's in the intermediate tires. So even though I'm jinxing him, he's on track for Tape, but that's not what I wanted to do. Remember, Matt? Yeah, I'm jinx.
So he escaped the carnage by hitting escape. Is what he did.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's good fortune out of his misfortune.
So we'll see. Magus Revi is the only guy, I think, on the full wet tires. Let's take a look at what lap time he's doing. He's gone full wet.
Yeah, why not?
It is still raining pretty hard. So it is not going to be getting drier right now. It is still going to be getting wetter. So this is an interesting call for Magus Revi to go with the full wets.
His last lap is at 116.9, so let's say at 117 flat. And the other drivers, like Josh Mills, other drivers, they have a 116.1 or a 115.3. So far, the better tire would be the Inter, but we never know what's going to happen if it rains more. We'll see that move from Janos Magus Revi may be about to pay out.
I think Janos is trying to make up for his error from the get-go, and unfortunately this is kind of when you're in the casino and you're gambling and you're trying to catch back your losses. What usually happens is you end up on one of those posters where they break your legs. So let's hope that Magus Revi here is a genius, and it will come to him, but you can see that he's struggling to get the power down on those full wet tires.
Definitely. By the way, we got 2 DNFs, Matt. Sean Higgins in 20th didn't survive, and so didn't survive lap 1. He's 11 laps down. And Alejandro Sanabria, who was filling for Richard Walcott, didn't make it too, so he retired 4 laps ago.
And that's big news for Ricardo Sr. because Sean Higgins, of course, was one of the drivers trying to beat him in the ranking for a spot on the grid next year. So Sean Higgins is going to have to hig his way into the Winter Series, which is always a tough way to start the season. Everybody else gets to relax, Riera's on the beach or moving or whatever he is doing, and you're out there in the Winter Series trying to get a seat.
Well, you just have, you're enjoying more sim racing, more leagues. I'm sure the way you say it, it's like having the summer class, having to do that extra time. But if they enjoy racing,
it's like trying to do the licenses on Gran Turismo,
Well, never really been a problem for me. The only thing is when I do like these licenses, for me, it's gold or nothing. So some of them sometimes are harder than others, but it's always gold since Gran Turismo won because it gave you extra cars. You had some special cars back in the day. So yeah,
that doesn't bother me. What bothered me about Gran Turismo is that there's no qualifying and you always start at the back. That's something that always kind of would bother me. So racing online, I think that would obviously alleviate that pain.
Yeah, of course. I mean, since the online racing has arrived, and I'm still watching the gaps so we don't miss anything. Every time I get a new Gran Turismo game, I'm building a small garage, a little bit of well, but I'm never finishing the campaign. I just want to race online against people, and this is what drives me.
Makes sense. Back up to the front.
Yeah, Josh Mills slipping, sliding.
Yeah, it's not. He's making it look easy, but it's not easy out there.
Never.
Rain is still very steady, not picking up in intensity, but it's at 11% intensity, so it's going to keep getting wetter. You can see the puddles on the outside of the racing line. So these guys are on these tires. It'll be interesting to see who's going to make the Inters last long now, because this is the other thing. You get the Inters on, you think, okay, great, let's go and smash them. That's the number one thing that you do not want to do. When you put any type of a wet tire on, the first few laps, you want to be the slowest guy on those tires. Because at the end of the day, once those tires go off, they fall off a cliff. And all of a sudden, yes, you might be losing a second, 2 seconds a lap on the first few laps, but you might be gaining 4 to 5 seconds a lap when everybody else's tires have gone off a cliff, or even 20 seconds if they have to pit. So key thing in the wet tires when you put them on in changeable conditions is you do not take the life out of them right away.
And that's why you see a lot of drivers going, offline to cool down their tires, trying to find those wet spots in order to make them live longer.
So I have a story about that.
Go ahead.
My in the British Championship karting, we bought wet tires because it was going to rain, and you always have a 3-lap practice before the race day on Sunday just to make sure your car is working, right? And my father spent £500 on a brand new set of wet tires, and we put them on for the 3-lap practice because it was wet. And then by the time we got out there, we realized that the track was actually, there was a dry line. So he was waving me in to not complete the 3-lap practice because it wasn't really a race. In 3 laps, those tires were completely cooked and into the garbage.
Oh, no.
It does not take long to cook a set of tires when you're on the
Brotherson and Del Castillo close to each other, so Señor El Fuego with a lot of pace compared to Brotherson in the Alpine.
On the full wets. He's on the full
wets. You're right, so that's the second driver on the full wets, and this does not look like the the tire of choice right now.
So Magus Revi's lap times are not improving. He's gone from 16s to 17s to 18s to 19s. So he's going back.
Oh, goodness.
Take a look at the front, Josh Mills. He's still in the 16s. Holy cow. Magus Revi is losing a ton of time on those tires. It is time to put those guys into the garbage can, I'm afraid.
Would you go into pits right now? I think that would be you have to. Otherwise, you're losing like 3 seconds per lap. This is unsustainable. Let's say you do 5 laps, you already have like almost a pit stop.
Well, especially here, because the pit lane here is quite short, because you cut the first 2 turns out, the center S, of course. So the pit delta here is probably closer to 20 seconds or less than any other. So yes, Magus Revi, I'm afraid the casino gamble did not come out. Came up snake eyes.
Yeah, let's have a look at him and let's see if he goes into pits. And on the live, we got Sandro Nocera. Go Jean-Pierre, it's raining here in Sao Paulo. I'm close to the circuit. We got Park Builder who says hello. And the silent play says, how do you get a seat in this series? Well, maybe Matt can enlighten you, but you go on SimRacingHub.com online, and you probably fill out a form, and there should be tryouts, if I remember.
Yep. It's very, very simple. Look at there's a new driver here tonight, right? So Arun Rabi is racing here, and we haven't seen him around. So it doesn't take very long. You basically you can honestly join the server in the off season or any time during the week. Prior to 1 day before the race, you can join the server, download the track. All you have to do then is get a password, obviously, for the race. So, but you just start putting some laps in, and then to actually get a seat, you have to qualify in the top 6 in the Winter Series. However, a lot of these drivers will get their first opportunities filling in for one of the main drivers that doesn't make it. So. Just get on SimRacingHub or go on to RFactor, find the SimRacingHub server, download the track, and start running some laps.
And we're watching the race right now. So Janos, still with the wet tires, not listening to the presentation. One really wants to stick on these tires. Let's look at his last lap.
We're in the 20s. We're in the 20s. Okay, the world has come to an end. We're officially into the 1 minute 20s. It is not time to take these out. It was time to take these out a long time ago.
Definitely. I'm actually sad for Janos. A good lad, and he's not listening to our strategy. He's going to lose so much time in this endeavor.
Sorry, I think I lost connection.
Look, okay, Ricardo Sr. is actually catching him big time on the intermediates. Ricardo Sr. being in 9th position, seeing Janos Magasrivi getting bigger and bigger He's got him in sight. So I think maybe Matt has a little technical difficulties. I'll just cope with the situation and keep talking while he's repairing his stuff.
So I was telling Janos that he was on the wrong tires, and I got kicked and booted off the server. Off of
That's what happened.
Server.
Yeah, of course.
So,
well,
yeah.
you might be actually listening with just an ear. I used to do that when I race on the GTCQ server. If I didn't have a spotter, I had a little earbud listening to the live, and you can know who's in the pits and whatever Jas is telling about you, because he used to be the presentator of that division. So if he said like, "Oh, Guletsky, he's a bad driver, he's slow," well, I would have known that. And you're getting well informed. If you listen to us while you're racing, it could be a distraction, but it can also be really practical, because Janos, you need the intermediate tires, buddy. Look at that, yeah.
He's got guys behind him. He's got a train behind him.
Well, for position, and Bill Worrell's going to unlap himself from Janos Magasrevi.
Ricardo Sr. is all over the back of Janos Magasrevi.
Who would have thought?
If this is not a warning of you're on the wrong tires, then
nothing against Senior, but that's not been his regular position. He hasn't been in the fight with Janos this season at all.
Cliff Van Leeuwen is catching as well, I believe. He's in the 20s as well, so it is crazy the lack of grip on those wet tires. Who else was on the wet tires? There was Stefan Brodesson on the wet tires.
There was two drivers, and Otto Acosta is actually navigating through the field as well, catching Arun Rabi.
So Brodesson is in the 24s, and Cliff Van Leeuwen is in the 20s, and we know that the Alfa Romeos, where's his teammate?
Oppenheim? He's in 18th. So,
but Oppenheim is running at a 19.5, 5 seconds a lap faster than his teammate on the inters versus on the full wets.
Yeah, and if you look carefully, now Janos has been caught by Senior, but Senior has yet to overtake him. So what's the deal with that? Oh, Zeke Montero back in the pits.
Hopefully not for the wet tires.
Well, can you enlighten us on the rain percentage?
11% still, so it's still exactly the same. It's just a steady rain. It is raining in Sao Paulo, I guess, in real life right now, and it is not stopping on the SimRacingHub.
Okay, and look at that, Janos and Senior, and Janos really.
Montero and Acosta side by side.
You're right.
He came out right beside him.
Look at that, still side by side on the after turn number 4. I think they touched. Front right to rear left. Not sure about that, but Montero and Acosta, that we're going to be watching this. Montero almost losing it. Tires still cold a little bit.
I think he's trying to set him up for a pass, but it's dangerous going off the racing line. Of course, he's got a brand new set of tires on versus Acosta's, but we'll see. I mean, these guys are going to fight all the way down the start-finish straight, you would think.
Yeah, most definitely. Remember, there's no DRS in wet conditions. Now, look at Acosta. He slipped a little bit. So that's going to give Montero a little bit of mojo down the straight. Now, they're side by side, arriving at a start-finish line. Montero should have, he's going to have the inside. Might be passing him way before the turn, and well done by Zeke Montero on that new compound. And Janos should really get into pits, and because he's losing big time. He's got pace, so if he goes there, he should catch a lot of people in the field.
It's still early too, because there's still 50 laps to go in a rain race. So I'm not sure why we're sticking on these tires, because we're fighting Ricardo Senior.
Oh, look at that! Yeah. And Worrell just introduced himself in between Janos and Ricardo Sr., but Ricardo Sr. almost lost it in the wall. Don't know why, maybe aquaplaned. And this is really not good for Janos. He really should get in the pits, get this compound over with. and get some pace back.
Yeah.
Now he has to fend off a Bill Whirl in 16th position.
Unless I'm not sure whether it's got to be just these tires because nobody's putting good times in these wet tires. So
No,
we got
not at all.
Mitsalis falling down. Castillo just passed Mitsalis. So Senya El Fuego is not afraid of the rain. He's booked to my favorite position, P11. Thomas Shepard is out of the race, so we've got 3 DNFs now.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate for Thomas Shepard. And what about Josh Mills right now? Still has the best lap with a 1:11. This is not going to be beaten anytime soon. Followed by his teammates. So both Red Bulls in first and second. A good operation by the teammates. Elise Tape and John Cook not far from each other, about half a second. So John Cook right behind Elise Tape. He's got the slipstream. Wow, he's arriving fast. He's in the gearbox. So that's a battle we're going to have a look at. Darren Fisher behind them trying to unlap himself from these two drivers. I mean, the urge of unlapping yourself does not, it shouldn't be stronger than the feeling of not just messing up the race that is in front. And look at the cars are sliding.
Yeah.
John Cook almost spun. He drifted.
Yeah. Well, Cook is having a cracker of a race right now in P7 in the Alpine, and
Zeke Montero and Cooper. Montero and Cooper fighting. So Cooper coming back at Zeke Montero. Maybe Montero made a mistake because he was in front of Cooper.
Let's take a look at Montero's last lap time.
No, not at all. Sorry, I was misplacing Cooper with Acosta. So Montero overtook Glenn Cooper. My mistake.
Yep. So Montero's back up to P3. He's 29 seconds behind Josh Mills. We have not talked about Josh Mills much, and there's a reason, because he's mills ahead of anybody else.
Very good one here, Mr. Matt Hudley. We got look at that. Everybody's in the pits. I thought there was a fight, but they're in the pits. And Ricardo Sr.,
Tape's in the pits, Cook's in the pits. So that battle that you were going on is going to continue on, Tape versus Cook.
Well, look at Senior and Magas Revi. Senior still trying to overtake Magas Revi. Now for 6th position, Magas Revi has to deal with Bill Whirl, but Bill Whirl is not slower than Magas Revi, or not that much because of the tire compound difference.
Now, I wonder if Magas Revi's tires will start to come good. I doubt it. Is Lalancet, is he in the pits? Yes, he is, because he just fell down the order. So Lalancet is in the pits for another set of the inters. And this is the other thing, too, is that even if the rain continues on and the wet is a better tire, by that point, Magas Revi's going to have to take that tire off. Yeah.
I mean, the damage has been done, and the damage is still going on.
22 last lap. 22.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it, man. I saw that. I was like, this is painful to watch. Janos.
18 for Josh Mills. And Montero is right behind Mitsalis. Mitsalis is, he's getting out of the way now, so that's good.
Well, we can say whatever we want, Matt, about Janos and the wet tire compound, but he's committed. I can tell you that. He's committed.
Oh, no! The captain, John Cook, has put the full wets on.
Oh, no!
The captain has been mutinied by his crew, and they have put the wrong tire on that car. That is a disaster for him.
Well, is it still 11% rain right now, or there's an increase? So how did he came up with such a strat?
Obviously, they thought that he was struggling for grip. We saw him around.
Probably, yeah. Okay, well, I understand that, but it might have been because the intermediate were on exactly. So that's the problem. They made a wrong call. As Cooper is in the pits, let's hope that he doesn't get mutinied on, and he's going to stick with the greens. Green is good, guys. Blue, bad. Oh, seriously, I'm sure he wishes that he was on the Bounty right now, getting more water underneath the boat.
such a shame too, because Cook was having a great race. Maybe he can pull some type of a miracle, but I mean, it is like that. The sun is coming out, but the rain is still going. And guess what? If the sun does come out, those blue tires are even worse. So
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, hey, look at that. Where's Josh Mills right now? About to lap Senior and Janos soon. So we're not even halfway through the race, and the leader is lapping, is almost to the top 5, lapping the cars. So Janos and Senior still fighting it out. Your Senior not able to overtake Janos Magasrevi, even with that slow poke of a tire. Let's put it that way. And Otto Acosta in the pits. Otto Acosta in the pits.
So just Stefan Broderson's last lap also on the wets is a 24, and Bill Worrell, someone who, you know, he often does beat Stefan Broderson, but not by that much. He's in the 19s. So it's, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It just makes me sick.
Well, I don't know. You might have to talk about it because we have to describe the race.
But we don't have to. But
oh, you're right. We can talk about anything else. Do you have your umbrella? Have you ever been to Brazil?
Yeah, no. I mean, my favorite pair of Skechers is the ones with the memory foam, right?
Nice.
Because they're just the soft, right? So, yeah.
Look at that. There's a train of cars, but it's all like back markers, double laps behind, leaders. So I think there's going to be mayhem now. Elise Tape just caught Ricardo Sr., so he's taking advantage of that traffic. Elise Tape and Sr. fighting it out. Look at that. Tape is... Oh, he's on a mission.
That was great. He snuck past. And this is the thing. It's so messy right now because Sr. was overtaking a lap car himself.
And Worrell and Brotherson. Yeah, Worrell and Brotherson fighting back there, but... as it unfolds, I want to keep an eye on Tape, because if Tape overtook Senior, he's going to make he should overtake Magasrevi pretty soon.
Yeah, we talked about this in the rankings too, that Tape is the guy trying to catch up Senior. Now, rankings are not just based on the race positions, of course. There are other things that play a factor. How many practice laps that you do plays a factor. As he's right behind Josh Mills, he's taking a little look at Josh Mills, Elise Tape. So this is he's got some pace in that car for sure.
Definitely.
Will he try and unlap himself on the leader? That would be good.
Yeah, you mentioned how many practice laps you're doing. Does that mean, explain it to me, the more laps you do, the less good it is for you? Or no,
so basically with the ranking points, as Mills
look at Janos, yeah. Actually, look at that. Tape, Magasrevi let Josh Mills go, and Tape just overtook him. He took advantage of that situation. Well done by Elise Tape, who really threaded the needle right there. I think Janos never saw him coming.
I think Tape should just sit right behind Josh Mills.
Definitely.
Move out the way for Mills. Tape's going to start to pick some guys off, but...
Exactly. It's Brotherson in the grass. Brotherson in the grass.
So the practice, the way that works is, I think if you do 25 laps of practice, you get a certain amount of ranking points, and if you do 50 laps of practice prior to the race, you get more ranking points.
Oh, okay.
So basically, in an attempt to stop people like myself showing up to race day without almost any practice laps done, because life is what life is. So also penalties play a difference into ranking. If you get a penalty at any point, which is why Elise Tape is out of the ranking right now. He's lost 35 points on penalties. So
but I want to make that right, because I saw him in 11th position.
In the ranking?
So in the drivers' championship.
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to go to the ranking.
Okay, so I was not watching the proper list.
Yeah, so he's in 11th in the drivers' standings, and this proves that basically those penalties have cost tape, because and also practice. He's not got a lot of points for practice, so Tape has not been able to put many laps in. So as of right now, Elise Tape is going to be a formidable force in the Winter Series.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, well, sure, because he's a fast driver, and if he's surrounded by drivers slower than the average, yeah, he's all over him. Yeah. So
Mills just let him go here. I think Mills might just let him go.
He's going into pits.
He's going to pit. Smart. Another smart move by Joe. He's just Mills ahead of anybody today. He's just so calm, cool, collective, just making the right calls. Okay, I'll pit. I'll put this. Don't put the blue tires on. That's all I can.
No. I have an impression of deja vu, or deja heard. But yeah,
needs to make sure that he does not put the blue tires on.
Yeah, I don't think he's. Oh, well, we never know. Remember, now it's green on my screen, but sometimes it takes one lap or two to get the proper tire compound. But I don't think that Josh Mills put the blue one. I mean, that would be really doubtful.
So this is interesting now. So finally, some drivers have dropped into the 19s because the rain is still falling. So Lalancet is doing 18.5s, and Magus Revi is doing a 20. So they're slowly but surely catching the gap on Magus Revi. So eventually, the blood will stop pouring out of the car. However, unfortunately, he'll have no blood left.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the damage has been, so big since we started to talk about that, and Janos has yet to pit. Still have Ricardo Senior behind him with the intermediates for Senior. I mean, I thought that Senior would actually eat him raw. Didn't happen though, and Janos is still fending off Ricardo Senior, in a very good manner. But I think it should happen sooner than later. Now they're stuck to each other.
So Ricardo Senior is enjoying his time as the lead Aston Martin, and as soon as you said that Arun Rabi should have been the teammate of Argenis Riera, Ricardo Senior is putting in probably his best performance so far of the year and the last race, and because he's likely to take 7th place any minute now. Arun Rabi is in P11, so he's coming back through the field, but he is potentially learning that SimRacingHub might not be a cakewalk, as he's a lap down on Josh Mills.
Well, yeah, not a cakewalk. And yeah, look at him in Señor del Fuego, Juan del Castillo. So Arun Rabi in Del Castillo's gearbox. Try not to catch fire here, of course. While we're keeping an eye on Janos and Ricardo Sr. Nothing happening there. It has been going on for what, 10 laps now? Yep. Maybe more. So lap 30 out of 71. This race is actually going very fast because there's a lot of things happening. A little fight here and there, but so many situations with this wet weather.
McLaren.
Look at the fight now. So between. Okay, never mind. That was Mitsales going on Ricardo Sr. I thought that was a legit fight right there.
McLaren just sitting 4 and 5, doing what they do best, following each other, and
Robbie in the pits.
Look at the fastest lap times on the two McLarens. Glenn Cooper a 12.894.
Whoa!
What Acosta a 12.884.
Yeah, that's 100th of a second. But we have had some fun with the numbers lately. I think it was a few races ago when you had like the numbers that looked alike, or like just 1,000th of a second difference between two times.
Yep.
And on the live, the silent play say, I think I found the site, so I'll sign up. Thanks, broadcast. Well, you're welcome, sir.
Welcome to the league.
Yeah, of course. Look at Mitsales trying to unlap himself on Ricardo Sr. What's going to happen there?
Yeah.
Are we
So
gonna have Esteban Ocon, Max Verstappen kind of deal here, or?
Hopefully not. Now, I wonder if I'm getting the correct information because I still see 11% rain. It does look like it is still raining. So I was wondering whether
Yep.
my glitch would have changed, but it is still raining. So these guys are just going to be running the same type of times around this track probably for a while. I mean, the track is probably still getting wetter. There's quite a big rooster tail coming off of the cars right now.
Definitely. Yeah. So what about the visibility when you drive? Sometimes we know that in real life you don't see quads. So I'm going to go on board with Ricardo Sr. just to see what he sees. And the rooster tails are, I think, not that bad compared to what we saw in real life for the Formula One race.
Yep, and I think you know, the other thing too is obviously the spray is more of a mist on the game, whereas in real life it is a full on.
The shower,
Oh, did I lose? Okay. Yeah, I thought I lost connection again there.
All right.
But Magnus Revy is weaving. Oh, there's a blue flag. That's why. So
yeah, well, yeah. Josh Mills about to, but Josh Mills did pit recently, if I'm not mistaken. So he overtook these two drivers, and we remember that Elise Tate took advantage of that situation. Now he's arriving like a mad train. That's just incredible pace from Josh Mills compared to Janos and Ricardo Sr. Man, I mean, he looks like he's on slicks compared to these drivers on the wets. Darren Fisher and Aaron Rabi fighting it out for 12th. Oh, Aaron Rabi in the wall! In the wall!
No.
Yeah, definitely. He spun at the relaunch. He was about to get a good relaunch on Fisher. Now he's going back into pits. Look at it. Yeah, his car is damaged. I don't know if it's beyond repairs, but
he crashed at the best possible place.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Closest to the pit lane.
But how bad is
Every
it?
time I crash, it's always at the center S's, right? Just
right.
turn one. Yeah, and then so there's going to be a long wait here, and this will be the other thing too, to see if he's got his radiator set right, because if he's sitting too long, his engine might shut off. So unfortunately, certainly got the pace involved in qualifying, but perhaps in the race is a little bit of a different story so far. I was looking at the captain. So Cook has been doing a 21 since he put those blue tires on. His teammate Del Castillo is doing 18s. He's got the green tires on. I'm going to say it one more time for clarity's sake, okay? Mm-hmm. The blue tires are not the way to go, okay? Just not the way to go, guys.
You know what? I thought that most people knew that, because usually when you got the blue tires, and this is like that also in Gran Turismo, we never use the blue tires, almost never, because it's not raining. Oh, watch out! Ricardo Sr. he spun, so both Aston Martins lost it, and Ricardo Sr. lawn mowing his way through the grass. Now look at that, he's doing a very nice job at Interlagos infield. And Arun Rabi, his teammate, is arriving at the last corner just when he spun a lap before. So watch out, teammates. Ooh. So Senior real slow.
Yeah, he's got a bent car.
Yeah, no more front wing. So yeah, no front wing, bent car, not good at all. Whoa!
Well, Aston Martin had a terrible. Minute 20 seconds right there, because both of their cars, it's almost like, I mean, I don't know whether Argenis Riera told them his intentions were not to race today, but man, it's all of a sudden not looking too good for them. What about the team standings? Do they have anything to play for in the team standings?
The Aston Martin team?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they are, no, I mean, there's nothing to be gained, and they're safe from the pursuers that are Mercedes. So everybody's in a stiff position. I don't see any changes Except, Williams could have caught Scuderia Ferrari, but not with the points they're scoring. So I think the driver standing on the SimRacingHub F1 website right now should stay the same for every team right now, whatever the result is.
Yeah, I think so, because even Alpine, they've got a double score coming on right now, but they're too far behind.
Exactly.
The Haas team, who are getting more points than them anyway, likely because of Elise tape. You got Williams are too far ahead. Yeah, the team standings is
yeah, it's a mess because let's picture it. If you got a 1-2, the maximum amount of points you can make, I think, is 45.
Yeah. And
so and I'm saying with the bet in the fastest lap. The fastest lap is it that? Yeah, if you got the fastest lap, I think it's 45, the maximum points you can score.
Yeah, so it's a good time to mention, Red Bull, Josh Mills and Jean-Pierre Lalancette, definitely the class of the field this year on teammates, and Jean-Pierre got off to a rough start, remember?
Definitely, yeah.
And he really, really bounced back and played that number 2 role sensationally well. I mean, he's in the podium position right now. So if anything, he's getting closer and closer to potentially contending against Mills. And you think about it, I know Montero wasn't with Magasrevi the whole time, but that team on paper is probably the strongest, and yet they were not able to beat basically Argenis Riera or Red Bull Racing with the 2 drivers right here, and they're not even beating them today either. So,
well, what really helped Red Bull was also Josh Mills scoring all these wins. Because if you're talking about teammates going along together, let's not forget McLaren. Because they were always on top of the points, near 4, 5, 6, or 7. So they were scoring good points, but they had a little bit of misfortune. Now that you got Montero filling in for, who was that again? He had like a Latino name. I don't remember his replacement, but a nice driver. Since he replaced him, they had better scores, and they grabbed that 3rd position in the championship. So McLaren, Mercedes, but yeah, Jean-Pierre Lalancette started to really step his game up. But think about it. If he would have been more steady at the beginning of the season, they would be even more in advance than they are on Aston Martin Racing.
It's pretty crazy that there's actually only one race where a team has scored more than 30 points, but you get 25 for a win, 26 for the fast lap from one driver. And there's only one race, which was Hungary for Red Bull, where they got 37 points. 35 Red Bull also got in Austria. But that just shows that, it's not too easy to score 30 points.
Rabbi Mitsalis for 14th position right now. That's the fight we have, and they're behind whom? Janos Magasrevi, who's probably still on the...
They're faster than Janos Magasrevi. They're overtaking Janos Magasrevi.
Yeah, he's on the blue tires again. Look at that. They're going to touch. They're about to touch.
He's so slow.
Janos, get out of the way, bro.
That's what he did. This is crazy.
This is insane.
Janos Magasrevi pulling out the way for Tony Mitsalis to unlap himself. What am I seeing?
I don't know, but Aaron Rabi just passed by him pretty fast. And
Janos is on the grass.
No way. No. Get in the pits, Janos. Get those tires ready and just race, buddy. Just do us a favor and make a comeback. No, he's not going in the pits.
Yes, he is.
No, he is. Oh, I thought he wasn't. Yeah, Janos.
It's raining harder right now, 15%. Please tell me.
No way.
The wet tires on.
What's going to happen?
Is he going to go slicks? Like, are we going to go? This is.
No, let's not go this way. But 15%. So what's the percentage that you need in order to justify a blue tire? No, he's got the blue tires on. He's got the blue tires on.
what is the percentage to justify the blue tire? 101% is what you would need. You would need 1% more than the maximum. Surely didn't go blue tire again.
He did. Well, I said he did, but keep in mind, as we said, we never know unless, until maybe a lap after the pit stop, we might see a change in the color. But in my screen right now, János Mágás still on the blue.
He just must be having a laugh.
As I said, it might be just the infographics, because
maybe he.
I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him, Matt, and I just want to see the tire change color. I just want to see it. Now we're about almost a lap done with him. And for those who just joined, so János is in the green. He's in the intermediate. Yay, victory!
The color of the tires changed, and that reminds me of color magic printing.
Yeah, definitely.
But the magic in that color change right there, that's what that was.
Definitely. So for those who just joined, János Mágás, a fast driver for the Mercedes team. And look, the sun is coming out. So he was on the wet weather compound like Jeff Oppenheim is right in front of him, and he has lost around 3 to 5 seconds per lap with this compound. So now he got back in the pits, got the intermediates on, and I got my friend Marty, who just joined from the F1 podcast, which I'm now an invited guest every now and then. So hi to you. And
oh my word! Oh, Ricardo Senior put the
John Cook and Juan del Castillo fighting here. We got the two Alpines. Look at that! This is exactly like we saw this weekend. Teammates. Alpine at Interlagos. Look at that, side by side, Juan del Castillo.
Cook's gonna fight it.
Yeah, but remember, Cook is on the blue compound tires and Del Castillo on the green one, so...
Ricardo Senior...
Zig Montero! Look at that, Zig Montero getting down the pits right in front of these two drivers. What's going to happen?
Castillo and Cook still side by side because Castillo made a mistake. Okay.
Ooh.
Senior put on the blue tires, guys. Why did Senior put on the blue tires? We don't know, but... yeah,
I know why. I know why, because he saw János in front of him with the blue, and he couldn't pass him.
He saw János driving the blue and thought, I'm on the wrong tires, because János is always on the right tires. So.
He says, Marty said, anything can happen in Interlagos if you start P17. Well, that's where Elise Tate started. Or maybe 18, I don't remember, but 18 or 17, and now he's in 6th position. You might have missed the start, Marty. We had a crash at the start. That was Bill Worrell for the Ferrari. It was actually, I think, in 15th position or 13th position. He spun right at the start, and he got T-boned by almost half the field while Jean-Pierre Lalancette is getting into the pit lane. So we lost we had 6 drivers getting into the pits after the first lap, replacing missing wings and damage on the car.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That
crazy.
was mayhem.
Yeah, it was pretty much everybody after P6 that got caught up in it somehow. I saw Senior go sideways off the line, but he managed to get out of the throttle on the right hand side, and then managed to actually avoid all the carnage on the inside because he was so far on the outside because he'd lost track. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good and just avoid that. But we knew it was going to be tough because the rain had just started at the start of the warm-up lap.
So about the fights going on track, nothing now, but we have other pit stops about to go down. Lap 43 out of 71. So we're past halfway through that race. Josh Mills is leading with a pretty steady pace of, so last lap of 117.8, so almost 118. Zig Montero in 2nd position, fast, 116.1, so that's his last lap. He's 32 seconds behind Mills, though, so this is not going to happen. Glenn Cooper is sitting in third, 12 seconds behind Z Montero, and Jean-Pierre Lalancette in fourth, 16 seconds behind Glenn Cooper. So we're looking for fights about to unfold, and I want to watch Janos Magasrevi with finally the intermediate compound. He has pace. We know that.
17-2.
So
Yeah.
He should be catching a few drivers there.
He's 0.6 faster than Josh Mills, the leader of the race.
Look at John Cook. So he's 3.5 seconds faster on the last lap than Cook, and he's 6 seconds behind him. So I'm going to be watching Janos Magasrevi catching position right now. Catching up the field.
Where is Castillo? Oh, Castillo is not far down the road either. So I think Magasrevi will catch both of those Alpines, because we saw them fighting, the Alpine and the Alpine.
But look how far they are, yeah. So 7 seconds between Janos and Del Castillo.
So Tape just pitted, so I think that's going to be it for Janos today's P7. Best case scenario, I think, for him, because at least Tape has pace on his own. And he
definitely. So. Definitely.
Both McLarens are pretty safe. We're waiting.
Cooper in the pits. Glenn Cooper in the pits.
The rain is getting heavier now. It's up to 17%. So I don't think we're going to be troubling on putting any dry tires at the end of the race on.
Yeah, I doubt it. And but yeah, I asked you the question. What's the place exactly? The percentage when you put the wet tires, and you said 101%, but realistically.
I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna there yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we'd have to get to. We may get to a point where the extreme wets are as good as the intermediates.
Yeah.
But I mean, for them to be much better than the intermediates, I feel like it's. I don't think we're gonna get there.
Yeah, you really have to. You really have to. Sorry for that. Really have to have a lot of water on track to justify that wet weather compound. In real life, we never see the wet weather compound, the blue tires, because when there's enough water for them to be useful, they're already stopping the race and red flagging it because there's too much water on track, which is a shame, I think. I mean, back in the day, it was raining cats and dogs, pouring like crazy, and they were still racing, and they asked for it. They were asking for more. So Lalancette, Acosta, and Cooper close to each other right now. We got to keep an eye on that.
Yep. The challenge is that they can make a better wet tire that will move more water, but all it does is create more spray.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the challenge. If anybody's like, why don't they just give them better tires? Because it's just going to throw more water up in the air and make more spray. Hamilton said in the interview that he was thinking that it's more to do with the temperature of the tires. So that might be a case in point of having a tire that can run at a colder temperature. But I definitely feel like at the end of the day, we unfortunately have seen incidents like the Jules Bianchi.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Incident, right. So I mean, at the end of the day.
Fisher and Senior for 11th. Keep going.
So.
Yeah, those are unfortunate, but now I think F1 is safe enough for them to not be bothered by that. Also, we saw the zero risk policy. Oh, watch out! The Senior just spun. Ricardo Senior just spun while following Darren Fisher, as I'm watching Jean-Pierre Lalancette, who's 1.6 seconds in front of Otto Acosta, who's 1.5 seconds in front of Glenn Cooper. And what about Janos Magasrevi? He already caught John Cook, and we didn't even see that. But he's 3 seconds behind Señor El Fuego, Juan del Castillo.
If Cook pits now, he could still get some points here today. If Cook does not pit now, Fisher's going to catch him. Cliff Van Lee Ward is going to catch him.
How fast are your tires degrading with temperatures like that? If you're like respecting the technique of cooling them down in the water.
Well, I think let's assume that Josh Mills is doing everything perfectly because it looks like he is, and I think he's been going. 17. When was the last time he pitted? So he pitted lap 29. So I would say he's probably going about 20 laps on the tires. So he might be pitting. He'll come into the pits one more time, I believe. Josh Mills will. Now, will Montero pit one more time? Because that might change. Montero's been running faster. Montero just pitted. So Mills might not actually pit. Because if he does pit, Montero's going to be within 10 seconds of him. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Mills might just... the gap is coming down. It was 32 seconds. It's now 27. So this race might not be over, Francois.
You're right. And you said that. Are you implying that Montero has an extra pit stop on Josh Mills right now?
Yeah. Well, it looks like so. Lap 41, Zeke Montero pitted. So he's going to go 30 laps to the end of
You're right.
Which is doable. Mills pitted all the way back on lap 29. So he has to go 42 laps, 10 more laps. So this is going to get, this might get a little bit tasty. Stay in your seat.
Definitely. Oh, Magasrevian del Castillo. So Janos catching Juan del Castillo. Now that Magasrevi has the intermediate compound, he's on the money. That's what we wanted to see from him. Just think about it, Matt. How many seconds did Janos lost? How many laps did he do? Let's say 30 laps. Did he do 30 laps on the wet tires? I think he did, right?
I think he did. I think you're looking at about, oh, wow, that was a very tasty fight between...
Yeah, you're talking about 3 seconds per lap for 30 laps. That's 100
seconds.
Yeah, 100 seconds. 100 seconds.
100.
That's what you... 100.
100.
So, Mr. Janos Magasrevi just lost 100 seconds trying to cope with the situation. That was the wet weather tire. Know what I'm saying?
Oh, so, yeah, that doesn't work. He tried the up and under. That didn't work. He's just gonna try and stay as close to it. This is a good fight.
Yeah.
Castillo's having a really good race. Where did he start? I don't think he started in the top 10.
Let me recall. No, I don't think so as well. But he might have taken advantage of all that mayhem at the start. Now Magas, he's in the pits. He's in the pits. And Janos almost followed him there because he was trying to take the slipstream. Now I'm watching Lalancet and Glenn Cooper. Glenn Cooper within a second of Lalancet. No DRS. Let me remind everybody that there's no such thing as a DRS in a wet weather race.
Yeah, so I think there is something that Formula One can do to make these cars grip more in the rain without changing the tires. Like we have a DRS wing that can open to help overtaking, correct? Mm-hmm. So can we not have something that closes to help grip when it's raining? Like I don't know. I feel like if they wanted this to happen, it could happen.
I would love something, a device, and I'm no engineer while I'm watching Lalancet and Cooper fighting. I'm no engineer, but something that would reduce the amount of spray to, improve visibility. Don't know how it's going to work, but, it's an idea. So look at that. Is Lalancet in the wet weather tires? Oh, he's on the blue. He's on the blue.
And look what this is a common theme, okay? Anyone that's on the blue, if you look at them, there's always a car right behind them, and this is what's happening.
The green,
the McLaren of Cooper is all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I see an opportunity here.
Oh yeah, definitely, he smells it. But look at that, Lalancet has done a 118.7. I think that was the fastest lap we've seen all evening with the wet weather compound. And look at that, he's gonna make short change of. On the outside. Oh, Lalancet. Oh, they touched. Lalancet protected on the inside. Cooper couldn't do whatever he was trying to do, but does he have damage? Maybe not. Let's hope for not.
Castillo passed Cook.
Yeah, definitely, the two
in the meantime.
Alpines.
And Auto Acosta is going to catch these two up extremely quickly if they're messing around.
Look at that. The two Aston Martins, Aaron Rabi and Senior, are also close to each other. But let's keep an eye on Lalancet and Cooper.
He just has so much more grip than
Definitely
Lalancet does. Like, so much more grip. He caught him up, no problem. I think Cooper's going to realize pretty quickly here that there's absolutely zero chance that Lalancet holds this position. So there's no need to make a desperate lunge here.
Agreed, 100%.
So Jean-Pierre Lalancet is on the chase for losing 100 seconds.
I will have to redo something that I did earlier in the race for my friend Marty here. So Cooper still following Lalancet, and Josh Mills back in the pits. Okay, so Mills in the pits. Del Castillo, Montero, 27 seconds behind Josh Mills. So what's going to happen with that when he gets out of the pits?
Can you imagine if Josh Mills follows his teammate and puts the blue tires on right here?
That would be, that would be something. But what's the percentage, the active percentage of rain right now, Matt?
14. It is actually slowly coming down.
Okay, so looking at Montero, Josh Mills already getting out of the pit. So Montero, this is Mills will still have a little bit of an advance. Now it looks like he's still under green, but that doesn't mean he is.
We'll see very quickly, but yeah, I mean, Montero is going to sniff it though. He's on the same straight as him. 6 points.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! He almost crashed into Brotherson. So that's really close from one another.
6 seconds in the rain with 19 laps to go is definitely doable.
Oh yeah, it's not out of the question, especially with tricky conditions like that. So Montero, on the rumble strip.
Here comes Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
Sideways coming out of the last turn. Yeah, it's going to be easy.
Oh, definitely. Now he's got the preferred line. Will Lalancet try something? I doubt it. Oh, he almost went into grass. That little green patch on the right side. And this is a tricky corner because it turns so... It's such a long turn, and it turns for such a long time that sometimes you don't... you're trying to brake and you're not turning your wheel input too much, and you might clip the grass on the right side. And I see the rate is pouring down pretty heavily.
Yeah, but it's dropping. It's down to 12%. But Lalancet, I wonder at what point, look how far Cooper is ahead of him now. I wonder at what point it goes through your brain that, something's wrong. Something is different about my car since I pitted last time.
Most definitely. Well, look at that. 119.8, and we got Elise Tape that 118.3. So he's running 1 second faster than Lalancet, but he's 23 seconds or 28 seconds behind Lalancet. So if Lalancet pits, he's going to lose 1 spot to Auto Acosta. If he does not pit and he loses only 1 second per lap to Elise Tape, he's just going to lose maybe 1 spot to Auto Acosta still. So he should maybe grab these intermediates right now and, maybe go on the safe side about that position.
It's always better to have more grip than less grip because there's less chance that you go and sit in the stands with the fans. So I would say more grip. Mills has come out and actually started to pull out a gap from Montero. So Mills's pace has been, what has Mill's pace been? Because it looks very 15.8 for Josh Mills. So he's come out and he has decided, okay, this was a fun story while it lasted, but
created a 3 second gap more than he had on Montero. So increasing the gap from 6 to 9 seconds, not counting after the dot. Now Del Castillo behind Lalancet, not for position, trying to unlap himself.
But here we go. Here comes the theme again. Anybody on the extreme wets is going to get unlapped.
Lalancet almost lost the car. Yeah, get off him. Come on, buddy. Get in the pits. Change it. Do something.
You just realized you just got unlapped. Like it's time. It's time. Like
Yeah.
you know,
like Bruce Buffer would say, it's time.
See, now you might get sued for that now. There hasn't been any change.
Yeah, I'm not making any money out of it.
In the order 9, 10, 11, it's all been the same. Aaron Rabi is coming back. What has his pace been since he put on the tires? He's still down in the 20s. Oh, he's sideways. Rabi.
Ooh. No, the new lawnmower man, Aaron Rabi. Lawn boying his way through the grass.
So Aston Martin just having a shocker now. 0
Yeah.
points. Riera will be like, how did we do, boys?
Yeah. he might be watching while he's moving his furniture. Never know.
Yeah.
But Arun Rabi, for the record, he qualified fourth. He disqualified fourth. Fourth, let's put it that way.
Very good pace for sure. And you know, listen, if you make it to the end of the race in a wet race on SimRacingHub on your first race, no shame in that.
No,
whatsoever. And especially if you get anywhere near a sniff of the points, then you know we're having a good laugh here. But that's a really good showing. So 7% rain only now. So we are to the point where the rain is going to stop. Then it will start to dry out, which means the blue tires. Let me ask you, Francois, do you think that those blue extreme wet tires are going to do better or worse with a drying track?
You know, I don't know much about racing, but my favorite color is blue, so I would say, well, no, you know what? They're gonna do better because they're gonna melt, they're gonna wear, and they're gonna become slicks. So exactly. So they should be the faster compound. Yeah, that's what I think.
This is the logic that people have been employing today. I implore you at home, do not use this logic.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was smart. But look at that. Jean-Pierre Lancet caught by Otto Acosta. O-double-T-O. Oh, it's that Glock. Sorry, I had to do it again for Marty. When I see that corner, I always think about that phrase. There's no way around it. There was nowhere around it.
No, I always think of the Ferrari team celebrating.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm thinking about Nicole Scherzinger, like yoo-hoo, and the Ferrari team just like realizing what's happening. And did you know that Timo Glock received freaking big load of hate mails and hate letters and menaces and everything? He thought that was a conspiracy. I mean, can't make that up. Yeah, Timo Glock, that haunted him. And Lancet almost clipped the grass, so followed by Acosta, very much under pressure.
There goes Lancet, sideways.
Yeah, oh!
Sliding. We are slipping and sliding here. You know why? Because Lancet now is getting frustrated that he's going backwards, and he's trying to overdrive the car to overcompensate it. And Francois, let me ask you, do you think the extreme wets are going to be better or worse if you overdrive them and overheat them?
Oh well, that's a trick question, I think. Well, I'm too busy watching Otto Acosta trying to keep the car on track, and look who's trying to help his teammate Josh Mills. Is arriving like a mad train behind Otto Acosta, and there's the thing about Interlagos. In my opinion, in my experience, this is actually a track that is easy to defend on. You know, if you keep your inside line, you can always, I wouldn't say block, but defend on the pursuer. I mean, the pursuer really has to try hard and drive like crazy to take advantage of that. It's a really easy track to defend on. So I think Lancet might be able to fend off because first, it's a track that, as I mentioned, it's easy to do it. And he's got the blue tires on, which with the overheating, and the
yeah.
graining and everything should
Dry
be
line.
the dry line and the slickness of the tire after you wore that out entirely should provide him with maybe 2 or 3 seconds faster per lap.
Yep.
Sorry, I think I'm sick.
I think unfortunately, the craziest thing you can do is put those tires on. But did you notice that Josh Mills did not put them on? This is what makes champions. I know he didn't win the championship this year, but when everybody else is making these mistakes and when everybody else is doing these things, even his teammate put them on. The rain is increasing. And yet Mills is like, yeah, but my pace is fine on these tires, so why would I risk it?
Well, that shows that they're probably not communicating with each other. Second thing, well, there's nothing to be gained or lost here. This race is entirely for fun since, they're stiff on their spot. They won the team championship. Josh Mills is, comfortably second in the drivers, and still watching that Auto Acosta Lalancette fight. Look at that. Look how slow Lalancette is in that slow section. Let's put it that way. And OWT Acosta just trying to get close to him. And it might happen right now.
He really struggles to put the power down out of this last turn.
So this is where you get that. I say that it's easy to defend. That's the place where it's not going to be that easy, because if you got more pace on the slipstream, look at that, over under. Oh, they're almost done. They touched.
Oh.
Lalancette is off, and Auto Acosta, he just spun. What's happening? Does he have a puncher? What's going on? Acosta, get back on track. What just happened? Okay, so we saw Acosta overtaking Lalancette braking too late, getting at the back of Auto Acosta. Lalancette going off, but Acosta having a little bit too much speed.
Acosta's retiring.
He's retiring. He has a puncture. What's happening?
He has damage.
Way. Damage beyond repair.
Well, so to be honest, it did look like Otto moved back over to the right-hand side and possibly pulled in front of Lalancette a little bit.
I think he did.
Lalancette broke into the back of him, damaged the back of Acosta's car, and then Auto Acosta obviously feels that the car is undrivable at this point. So Elise Tape is now up to P5.
Whoa!
Is he gonna pit and fix the damage? No?
I don't know. Does he have damage?
He should do.
Well, yeah. What I saw is So Acosta overtook him on the left, which would be the inside. Usually I would have stayed there, maybe just on the safe side, in order to take that first corner, get the Senna S's, and get on my merry way. But he got back on, let's say, the racing line to get the first corner faster, but that was too close to the corner. So Lalancette couldn't cope with the situation, or maybe he just slammed on the brake because he knew he was out of runway. Auto Acosta, that is, and then Lalancette he ran in the back of him. He had nowhere to go. So I don't know for sure how long he had to brake, but that was a really, really tricky move from Acosta. That was not the safest way to do that, because he had the overtaking in the back.
He went. It's great for the cameras. He went right up against the pit wall, which I love a good pit wall pass.
Yeah.
On the inside, because Lalancette showed defensively, but he didn't defend all the way. Acosta took the free gift, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, he should have. Then he realized how narrow and shallow he was entering the first turn, and realized I need a little bit more width here. So he started to come out towards the right-hand side, and it just looked to me like potentially he may have done that too soon. And as a result, the contact happens. So Lalancette somehow holds on to that position. Cliff Vanley Ward is in the pits with 9 laps to go. We're not going to put slicks on, I don't think. Are we going to get somebody do anything like that, maybe? Anything crazy?
Well, it's not raining anymore, is it?
Nope.
Yeah, about that width that you're talking. Even if you're stuck to the wall on the left inside of Interlagos at the start-finish straight, it's not dramatic. It's not dramatic. And as I said, you got that line which is like really close.
Senior, sorry. Wow.
No, go ahead.
Senior just I don't even know how he held that. It was down the start finish straight. He clipped the curb on one of the non-turns, was completely sideways, and yet somehow is fine. So anyway, sorry, continue.
Just to finish on the idea is that if you hug the inside wall, even if that's not the preferred racing line, if you're losing speed, you still have that positioning on the track in order just to hug the inside of that first corner and then take advantage of that. So look at Ricardo Senior with the soft tires. Soft tires, but the pit exit is going to be super wet, no dry line there.
Yeah.
So
this is not going to last very long, I don't think. We're on the wet stuff right now.
Okay, so he's back on the dry line, and I gotta say that I don't know for John Cook and Fisher, I'm watching that, but in GT in Gran Turismo, if you get out of the pit with slick tires, but you have a wet line out of the pits, it is driving on ice. Definitely, you have to put traction control on 5, fuel map on 6, and just let the car coast.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's done quite a good job to get it round so far. This is... all the grid is going to be watching this, of course. That's why we are watching it.
Of course. Look at Josh Mills going in the wet patch, cooling down his tires. So that's what professionals do under rain conditions. If you got rain tires and there's a dry line...
Janos Magasrevi's on the softs.
Ooh, that's interesting.
How long is
that? Is interesting.
He just put them on last lap, same lap.
I would presume so, yeah. But look at that. If he goes on the wet line, this should cost him. So you cannot make any mistake going out of that dry line when you are on tires.
I think it's time to put the dries on though, because these guys they're fighting it, but they're staying on the track. So, and it's only going to get drier. So I do think it is time to put the dries on. I don't think Josh Mills is going to. Is Montero? I mean, Magasrevi taking the curb. You cannot take the curb on those.
No, not at all. And look, Elise tape is on the soft too, so Magasrevi won't catch tape. But Lalancette is still on the blue compound, and as we mentioned, this is the preferred tire because it's going to be slick and overheating. So hot flicks.
Let's see how those times are going. So let's wait for Elise tape on Magasrevi to finish a lap here.
Let's see if Lalancette goes in the pits. Does he?
Magasrevi did a 16.2. So
Montero at 13.4.
Lalancette an 18.1.
Montero at 13.4 with intermediates? Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. 13.4s back to back.
Yeah.
Because this is so obviously he's protected those intermediates because there is a dry line, but he's look at Montero, he's flying around there. So 13.9 for Josh Mills, so he's got some pace too. So maybe the slicks is not the way to go. Maybe the dry line is also helping the intermediates, so long as you haven't cooked them. Now, so these guys are now in the 13s. Lalancette on the blues is in the 18. So, I'm not sure your theory's working out.
Well, I don't know anything about that, seriously. I think you were asking the wrong dude. I just like colors. I vote for colors, no matter what they mean.
I vote for color magic printing.
Oh, well placed. Yeah, thank you for Color Magic Printing, our sponsor for half the season, and we really want to thank them. Lalancette, look at that, fending off. No, not at all. Zing Montero is just like making lapping La Lancette. Interesting. So who's going to catch whom? Because we have big gaps. Look at the gaps between the drivers. 30, 40, 30, 30, 12 seconds. So everybody's in no man's land, like I used to say a lot. And, oh, well, you know what? Remember in Austin when I said everything's going to stick like that? And then I think that Bill Worrell caught the fence and then took off with his new aerodynamic Ferrari plane. Well, I'm going to say it again. Matt, there's a lot of steady gaps between the cars, and everything should stay exactly like this for the rest of the race because there's just 4 laps left.
Is that close?
Oh, Janos in the pits. Janos Magashrevi lost his front wing, and he's in the pits.
You did it again.
Yeah, he spun somewhere with his slick tires, but we missed it. Well, of course we missed it. There's no fighting going on, so we don't know who to watch. But Janos Magashrevi destroyed his front wing. Now he's in the pits. I don't think.
Behind Cook. La Lancette is in the pits.
Oh, La Lancette is in the pits as well.
He's gonna take the blues off. I think he's gonna go for another side of blues.
Oh man, perhaps. Look at that, Magashrevi and Cook. I think there's gonna be a race between these two. Look at that! Look at that! Magashrevi and Cook, side by side. Thank you very much, Faith.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that! We got one slick and one on intermediate. This is gonna be bunkers.
But the slick has to go on the wet line to overtake the intermediate.
Ooh, well saw. Well, good observation there, my Brit friend.
It's always good fun to be doing.
Oh, look how much pace he got on the corner entry.
The braking, right? The braking on the slick tires. Of course, you've got much more points of contact. So the braking is so much better on the slick tires. The only thing that's better is the ultra wet tires for the braking.
Well, of course, yeah. Oh, look at that! Now negotiating that corner.
It's going too fast almost.
Did you say is that Glock too? Because I think I heard that. Oh, look at John Cook. Almost lost the car.
Oh,
so do you think there's...
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, but he pushed him onto the water. So that's interesting. He did push Janos onto the water, but it didn't matter.
That's my favorite Brit word, water. Oh, water.
Water?
Water. A glass of water. Now, John Cook and Janos Magashrevi, that's the only battle we have on track.
I went to a drive-through, Tim Hortons, for breakfast, and I asked for a breakfast sandwich and a bottle of water. And over the thing, the lady came on. She's like, a breakfast sandwich and a cinnamon toast bagel. And I was like, that's not even close. Not even close to what I said. So.
Oh, well, long story short, I've had the same problem in France, speaking Quebecish. Montero in the pits, by the way.
He's gonna put the softs on and try and go for the fast lap, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Happened to me in France at the McDonald's. I was trying to speak proper Quebec French to European French people. They didn't get my order right, even though I was not slanging or anything. So Montero getting out of the pits. Let's have a look at what he does. Let's go on board with Zeke Montero.
We expect these tires to change to reds. Maybe not. Maybe he went with the greens again, but I doubt it.
Yeah. We for those who just joined at two laps before the end of our season, sometimes when the drivers get out of the pits, they have a tire compound color that is not actually the real one they have on the car. So the game just takes a little time just providing us with the proper information regarding the chosen tire. So now he's about to start. Yeah. So Janos Magashrevi is in a hot lap trying to get the fastest lap right now. His teammate Zeke Montero is in the same boat. So I'm watching Magus Rebi right now, arriving at the end of his lap. Can he beat the 111.8? I think he's on a good path. And yes, he does. 110.9. Yeah. Now let's see if Montero has something to say about that. It is lap 70 out of 71 for Zeke Montero.
Pride in the garage, of course, between these two teammates.
Exactly.
And they only get one chance. So the last lap of the race, where is Mills? He's just started the last lap, so we have a bit of time to watch this fast lap from Montero.
Totally.
The key in this condition, guys, very, very simple. Stay on the racing dry line. Nothing else matters other than staying on that dry line. Doesn't matter whether you hit the apex, don't hit the apex. All you have to do is stay on that dry line. Don't touch the curb.
Yeah. No. So he has one more lap to go, if I'm not mistaken, that he can actually do that fastest lap on.
Yeah.
So what about Montero? I doubt that he's gonna have the answer for Magus Revi. He does not. He's half a second away. Now he's starting another hot lap, and while we're watching Josh Mills negotiating the last slow corner of the last race of this 2024 season, going on to a dominant victory. Well done, victory by Josh Mills, coming back on Zeke Montero just for the fun of it. So trying to get the fastest lap, hard a little bit on the rumble strip. Oh, I think he went a little wide there, a little hot in the corner. Correct me if I'm wrong. Very hard on the relaunch. So
Montero can take all the risks here because Mills left everybody except Montero. So even if Montero puts this into the wall, into Rio de Janeiro, it won't matter because he'll still finish second. So let's see.
Look at that. Montero has the purple sector in the second one. So we never know. Box office, last lap, please. Did Montero get it? Yeah, Montero got it at the last lap at 110.3. Wow.
Nice.
That is box office. And that wraps up this race, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! A round of applause, please. A round of applause for our drivers. And there's a fight between John Cook and Darren Fisher. Oh, not anymore. All right.
I thought the round of applause was for me. What a great end to the season.
Yeah. Oh well. Actually, that was a fun last lap to follow at the end of this. At the end of such a great season. While we are just calming ourselves down in the studio here. So this is done, ladies and gentlemen. That championship is over. Let me remind you that Argenis Riera, who's not here tonight, is the championship winner with 371 points. Josh Mills right behind him with, he's going to finish 5 points behind Argenis Riera, but before that race, he was 30 behind. And very, well done by Josh Mills. Great season, seriously. That driver has been there. He took advantage of all the situations that unfolded in front of him to score points when he could. Riera had a few unlucky moments, disconnections, stuff like that. But he also messed up in strategy in Imola. That's a good race you should watch because I was expecting rain all the time. So, for a pretty good season, Janos Magus Revi delivered. Zeke Montero, perfect ringer at the start of the season, became an official driver for Mercedes, midway through the season, sorry. And we're going to have the top three and probably Janos as well for the interviews, which is going to be the last one of the season. Don't remember that we are sponsored by Color Magic Printing. Go browse on their website. As I said, they provided me with a nice piece of furniture that's still on my wall with this track layout right there, Interlagos. So order anything you want, from t-shirts, mugs, posters, whatever, cards for Christmas, color magic printing. So, oh, look at that. There's a lot of people joining. We got Montero, we got Cooper, we got Jasmine Colano, just kidding. We got Josh Mills. So Cooper, Montero, Cooper, Montero, and Mills. Guys, thank you for that splendid race on Interlagos with the rain. Let's start with our winner, Josh Mills, who was not bothered at all this race, except at the end when we saw him pit and he was only 6 seconds in front of Zeke Montero. But finally, you just stepped on it and you got the hell out of there. So first of all, congrats for this season, congrats for this win, and just tell us a little bit about your race, because from our point of view, it looks like you were a little right in the park.
Yeah, it was a pretty straightforward race. Just had to time when to get off the slicks there at the start. It was a little scary coming to the grid with the rain starting to come down, but luckily the track was dry for a couple more laps. And once I switched to the inters, just kind of set in a groove and keep going, and just went as long as I could because don't know when the rain's gonna stop. So ended up working out for me.
It didn't stop.
Yeah, you lapped everybody except for Zeke Montero. And the one thing is, it's not really a question. It's more of just a statement here that, Josh finished the season with only one race where he was not on the podium, which was Azerbaijan. That's quite something for an entire championship to either be in first, second, or third place every single race. I'm looking right here. The only one was Azerbaijan, which I believe you finished fourth. So,
yeah.
Overall,
don't
the
remind
season.
me about that race.
Oh, I know, what a terrible race. Overall, for the season,
thanks.
thoughts? That's usually championship winning type of form right there, and you got 7 victories as well, which normally would be close to be enough, but obviously there's a juggernaut in the league as well in Riera, and he wrapped off those 6 straight at the end of the season there. So overall, what do you think your chances are for next season?
Well, I guess all I can say is did my best this season, and I hope this last race is a little bit of a statement for next year. I know Riera's not here, but congrats to him for winning the championship, and we'll go again next year.
Congrats to you as well. Zeke Montero, last 2 races, best 2 races pretty much of the year. At the start of the year, you weren't around much, or you weren't able to practice too much. So are you kind of upset that the season is ending now? Would you hope that the season is starting now? Because I think that you'd be right up there with the front 2.
I'm progressed a lot with the comparison with the start and the ending of the season, but I think I don't have yet a pace to fight with Josh. I think I need more. And strategy today, I think I did a mistake pitting early. But I don't know. When you drive car, you feel something weird. I don't know if because I had a lot time when driving, or was simply the car. But I think maybe the next season I gonna try practice more, improve, and do my best.
Nice. Well, will you be a driver for all the season this time around? for next season, or it's not actually 100% certain? 100% certain. Sorry, I had to do that for Matt.
It's 100%. I do the entire season the
Okay.
next year.
Oh, that just put a chill down my spine if I'm racing on the grid, knowing that Montero's 100% in for next season. All of a sudden, that just became another huge competitor for the championship. So, congrats on the fast lap, last lap of the race. That was fun.
That was fun to watch. Yeah. So because you tried it at the second before, second to last lap, and your teammate had it. Janos had it, and then at the last lap, we were not sure if you had it, but it turned out that it was actually the a very good way to end the season for us spectators, because you provided us with something really exciting to see. So thank you for that, and congrats on that fast lap, because that was quite dangerous with all the slippery conditions. So good, well done, sir.
Thank you.
And Auto Acosta, Glenn Cooper, sorry. His teammate, Glenn Cooper, good race. So that was a fun race, fun battles between you guys at the front. I don't know if you knew that, but behind you at the start, there was a lot of mayhem. Did you guys? I'm talking to Cooper, but did you see what happened behind all of you guys at the start? That crash?
I didn't see anything. I was just trying to keep going forward. I did hear there was a crash because we sort of have an open radio, but
okay.
It didn't affect me.
And how did you hear that? What were the words that were used?
I don't know what rating this is on here, so
we were screaming. I was just like, I don't know. There's so many cars.
Yeah, I think that's I think actually Bill Worrell spun. It might have been on the left side of the track, or maybe it was on the right side, and everybody T-boned him. So we got there was around 6 cars involved, and that led us to watch that a little bit. And you guys were up front fighting, and the McLarens, the Red Bulls, the Mercedes. So that was quite entertaining. Also, during the race, you guys really extended the slick tire run. So I never played that game. I had Matt on the side of me, but with all that rain pouring down, what's really the indicator that you have to get into pits? Because if you pit maybe a lap too far, you're going to jeopardize all your work. So from your point of view, when did you really knew that you had to go into pits and get the intermediates?
When I looked up and saw that we were like first and second, I think it was, and then I realized that everybody else had pitted and we hadn't, and we needed to pit. So we were slipping all over the place. We had no grip, and so
you had to stack too, I think, right?
Well, I mean, I was concentrating so hard in that race early on that I thought Otto was ahead of me. So I was literally coming up the hill to the pits, adjusting my tires while I was driving, trying not to crash, thinking Otto's in front of me. And as I pull into the pits, I think he was behind me. I think so.
Yeah, he was like right behind. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a thing about the tires. A few people decided to go with the full wet, and me and Matt.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, it did get pretty. It did get pretty wet there for a while. Even though it's sort of it showed like it was the same, but we noticed the spray picking up and almost the dry line started to go for a while there. And I did wonder if he had done the right thing, and then it was the way to go on the inters after that. It sort of come back to us. So.
Well, when you guys see the live, if you watch the race back, you're going to understand our point of view about that, because we had the times in front of us, and we saw that the drivers with the wet tires were really struggling, and that was another question. Are you teammates talking to each other for you, like the McLaren drivers? So what about Mills and Jean-Pierre? Are you guys talking to each other during the race?
No, we're not.
And Zeke and Janos, are you guys talking to each other during the race?
Yeah, we talked about the tire. Before the race, I tell him don't use the wet because the wet don't work with the temperature. I don't know.
Okay. Because we were wondering that because Janos got the wet tires and he was losing a lot
Yeah.
of time. And at a certain point, Jean-Pierre Lalancette did put the wet tires on too near the end. So that's why me and Matt were wondering if you guys were communicating, because definitely the wet weather compound, the blue compound, was not the one to go. But I mean that sometimes you roll the dice and.
I was talking to my teammate and telling him to attack Jean-Pierre, and because I could see he was struggling, but I think Otto, he might have had a bit of a collision with JP when he was trying to pass him.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw. Well, you didn't see that, but when you will see the replay, it's. I mean, it happened so fast. He passed him on the left at the start finish line. He was hugging the wall, and Otto came back in front of JP right before the corner happened. So I think they were just too close to each other with that braking zone coming. Maybe JP got surprised. He clipped him in the gearbox. JP got off track. That projected Otto a little bit wide on the left side of on the right side, sorry, the first corner, but he spun there. And while he tried to get back on track, I don't know, he just parked it right after that, probably had a gearbox issue. But we were quite surprised, me and Matt, to see him retire.
Yeah, I think he's had some dental work. I think he's in a bit of agony as well. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's understandable. So.
Wish him all the best then.
So yeah, guys. I want to thank you all for that wonderful season. It was my first season with you guys describing with Jazz in the booth. Matt came along during the season, which is a blessing because it's always fun to have a friend to describe the race with. So I hope to see you guys for the next season if we're coming back, of course. Good racing for everybody. To discover a real bunch of great drivers, and it's fun to see you guys. All the time you put in that game and all the practice you do really deliver. So thank you all. I want to thank Colored Magic Printing for sponsoring us this season. Thank you for the gift as well. I encourage anybody to go on their website and go shop for Christmas. Christmas is arriving. You want to do a custom gift to your loved ones, just go to Colored Magic Printing and give them something custom that you made out of something they like. Thanks Jazz in the booth. Thanks Nick Allard that came in to replace Matt for one or two races, describing the race with me, and thanks everybody on the live that provided us with a lot of comments around the season. You got it's Skyscream there, driver of the day. Oh yeah, we don't have the driver of the day, Matt. We forgot that. Yeah, well, go ahead.
We have him. It's Josh Mills because he lapped everybody except for one other driver. So, unfortunately, my rule is simple, which is you gotta end on the lead lap to be driver of the day. So,
all right.
There's only two guys, so we'll go with Josh Mills.
All right, you got my vote too, Josh. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You really dominated that race. So that said, yeah, thank you for all the people on the live. So before we leave, Matt, would you like to say one word before we wrap up that wonderful season?
I'm going to say more than one, but I will say thank you for having us. Thank you, Jazz, for all of your hard work this year.
Thank you, Jazz in the booth. You can't hear him, but you feel him.
Yeah. I'm in the live, guys. I'm turning on the mic, and thank you so much, guys. It's a big team. Thank you, Janos. Thank you, SimRacingHub team and all of racer. Thank you, Matthew and Frank. You doing a great job this year. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up because it's still Thursday. It's still late. Thank you for loving SimRacingHub F1. Don't forget to go see our previous races if you haven't. Don't forget to go shop on Color Magic Printing, and don't forget to like and subscribe our videos on GTCQ TV. Everybody, have a good night. Have a good holidays. Dead season, and I hope I'll see you guys soon next year. So, bye bye.